This is massive. After January 20th, the inauguration, you're going to see an absolute blast off in the cryptocurrency industry. The European Union is also sounding the alarm that they don't want to be left behind. Things have switched so dramatically and they're going to move very swiftly. So we're going to head into this massive, we're in the bull run and it's going to get much more exciting over the next 12 to 13 months. Then we have 6 years, 6 years of this transition to 2030. Your world is going to be unrecognizable after 2030. The way that you work, the way that you communicate, the way that you do your banking, the way that you everything is going to be completely different after 2030. You're going to see more changes than you've ever seen. And here's the reason why. America is on an unsustainable path. America is about to flip the script on that. We're going to go into a golden era and we're going to grow our way out of this economy. It's all by design. It's a wave of energy that was always meant to come. Society goes through changes and cycles over and over and over again. We are heading into the age of Aquarius, the era of authenticity. And if you don't believe this, just look at the facts, figures, numbers, logic. Why do you think all these actors and characters who play characters are getting exposed? Why do you think Trump won by a landslide? And why do you think that you have an authentic White House coming on board? It's all about disclosure, right? Looking up in the sky, they're doing full disclosure. It's an era of authenticity. So for you as a human being operating within this current paradigm, authenticity is extremely important. And if you can operate on the three highest level frequencies, authenticity, gratitude, and unconditional love, you're going to do just fine. But there's this opportunity for the normal everyday person to take advantage of this portal that's opened up where we can dive in and Main Street can get a piece of Wall Street. But you got to be very strategic. You got to be very careful. You need to understand financial literacy, build a plan, stick to it, and be disciplined. So we're going to dive into some really cool stuff today. And I just want to start out with an attitude of gratitude and say thank you so much for all the comments, good, bad, and indifferent. We really appreciate you watching our channel. And on the back end of every video, I share with you exactly what I am doing. And I also give you a big warning about scammers out there. So be very careful. I'll never ask you to send me money. I'll never ask, we don't invest people's crypto. We don't have a trading platform. QSF accounts are a scam. Be very careful out there. I put the warning on the back end of every video. All right, so let's dive right in. So I want to show you this first, okay? This is, or the first one I want to show you is this. Is that on there? Okay, so this is Sarah Canafo, if I'm saying that correctly, right? And this is in French, I believe. Here we go. Translate post. Here we go. Is that, yeah, it is French. Okay, got it right. So she is French, right? And she's in front of the European Union. And it says no to digital euro, yes to a strategic national Bitcoin reserve. Okay, so I want to let you listen to it in just a moment in French. And I was like, because I listened to it from Bitcoin Magazine, and I was like, that's AI. Like this is not her saying that. And so I went back and found the original video off of her Twitter, and you can tell in French what she's saying. So people translated it, and it blew my mind. I almost couldn't believe she was saying this in front of the European Union. We're going to listen to this, and then we're going to backwards engineer to what is going to happen in America. It is very exciting. You should be very bullish. Okay, check this out.
Il y a 3 ans déjà, de l'autre côté de l'Atlantique, le président du Salvador a décidé d'investir pour son pays dans les crypto-monnaies. À l'époque, il a été conspué par la classe politique et par le FMI. Il affiche aujourd'hui.
Okay, so we know she's talking about crypto, but let's listen to it in English. Okay, so Bitcoin Magazine had it translated, and this is what she said. Buckle up, get some popcorn, pat yourself on the back. Here we go.
3 years ago, across the Atlantic, the president of El Salvador decided to invest in Bitcoins for his country. At the time, he was ridiculed by the political class and the IMF. He now shows a 100% return, with hundreds of millions of dollars available for his people, for security, and for the sovereignty of his country. The whole world is now getting ready to take advantage of this revolution in decentralized finance. Donald Trump is going to create a strategic reserve of Bitcoin for the United States. Jerome Powell, the chairman of the US Federal Reserve, is now talking about digital gold. Bitcoin is skyrocketing. And what about the European Union? What is the European Union doing? It's squandering our money on unbelievable waste. It continues to accumulate tragically inflationary deficits. It insists on regulating, taxing, and holding back. It's time to change the paradigm. It's time to protect our people from
I love that she said paradigm. I've been trying to let people know there's a massive paradigm shift, guys.
inflation and the poor economic choices of our states. It's time to say no to the totalitarian temptations of the European Central Bank, which wants to impose a fully controlled digital euro.
Air of authenticity, Aquarius.
We don't want this dystopian world where a European bureaucrat could tomorrow ban us from certain transactions and even kick us out of the banking system with a click, just for something we said on social media or for an opinion that doesn't sit well. It's time to bet on freedom. It's time for our states to invest in Bitcoin to build national strategic reserves. It's time to develop the mining industry. We, the French, hold the cards with our nuclear advantage. Let's stop taxing cryptocurrency holders more and more. It's their intelligence, their risks, their sleepless nights that have built their savings. Let's allow them to protect themselves from the crazy spiral you've created. Public deficit that drives money creation, which creates inflation, leading to chaos. Let's dare to be free. Let's stop being afraid of our own shadow. Let's stay true to the ambition of our civilization.
Damn. I mean, that's a legendary speech. Kudos to her, man. So this is on the European Commission website, crypto assets. I mean, guys, it's everywhere. I mean, again, I don't mean disrespect when I say this. Like your drunk uncle at the barbecue, you're going into Christmas with your family. You got to stop listening to the naysayers, man. You know, these people saying Bitcoin's going to zero and Bitcoin. It's like, really logic. I use logic when I make investment decisions, right? And I'm diversified too. If it goes to zero, I'm going to be fine. I'm diversified outside in insurance. I have businesses. I have precious metal. We have all diversification, but I'm working to accumulate as much Bitcoin and XRP as I can. That's what I'm doing. That's what me and my family are doing because logic tells me that this is the new financial system. Bitcoin is like gold, digital gold. XRP, XLM, these are payment rails. We're investing in the new infrastructure, the financial system. I'm making safe bets on my family's future. So this is the policymaking timeline. So they have timelines for the policymaking, guys. This isn't like, is it going to happen? It's when is it going to happen? And here's the timelines for the policymaking. Okay. So this is what they're watching here. This is what they're watching all over the world. They're watching Trump come in. You got RFK that says most of his wealth is in Bitcoin. You got JD Vance, who has about $400,000 to $500,000 in crypto assets. Trump has a bunch of crypto assets. You got Elon, who's literally trolling the shit out of people. Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. I mean, it's almost laughable what is actually happening. But remember, this has to happen. It's going to happen. We're going into an era. We've been saying this since 2020. If you watch my videos, I've been saying it's the greatest time in human history. It is a belief that I had deep in my soul, even during the pandemic. I was like, no, there's something different. Now, I didn't have the wisdom and knowledge that I have now and the understanding, but as I keep studying and I get discernment and I start to really focus on my ecosystem, put my blinders on, it's starting to become more and more clear to me. Bitcoin and XRP in my paradigm are going to be the top two cryptos in the world. And I believe it's going to be life-changing for people if they own a little bit of Bitcoin and a little bit of XRP. So that's what I'm doing for my family. And I have a huge diversification strategy outside of crypto as well. I think it's foolish to be in one asset class. So let's go a little bit further. This is contender for the CFTC chair predicts Bitcoin could hit 800,000 next year with Trump's proposals. I mean, this is one thing you got to be careful with is banking on a price, right? Long term, and I'll talk about that on the back end of the video. I have a very long term 10-year, 20-year plan, right? With a short-term strategy. okay, for diversification.
Crypto this morning, and as you can see, Bitcoin is well above $100,000 right now. Crypto seeing a major boom since President-elect Donald Trump's election victory. The president-elect's son and Trump Organization Executive Vice President Eric Trump said at a Bitcoin conference in Abu Dhabi earlier this week that his father will transform the U.S. into, quote, the crypto capital of the world, and he'll be an unbelievable ally to the industry.
There you go. I mean, it's happening. It's not pie in the sky. It's not bullshit. It's actually happening. And I want to show you this. Watcher Guru put this out. They put out some good stuff. Just in, 11.5 trillion asset manager BlackRock releases video explaining Bitcoin. Enjoy.
We've all heard about Bitcoin, but what exactly is Bitcoin? Let's start at the beginning, around 100,000 years ago. Throughout history, we've used all kinds of objects to help make transactions and store value. From seashells to shiny metals to paper notes. That's because the value isn't just in the object itself, it's in how much we agree the object represents. So the object can be many things, even, as it turns out, a string of digital code. The internet changed everything. It connected the world, changing how we communicate, work, shop, and manage finances. It also opened the door to a new kind of currency and asset. Enter Bitcoin, a digital currency not governed by banks or governments, but by its global community of users. And that provided new potential benefits. Bitcoin exchanges happen person to person, anywhere in the world, in near real time and for near zero transaction costs, saving money, time, and opening financial opportunity to those without access to a banking system. Bitcoin has a fixed supply of 21 million Bitcoins. This hard-coded rule controls supply, purchasing power, and helps avoid the potential misuse of printing more and more currency, which can contribute towards inflation. All transactions take place on a digital ledger called the blockchain. It's a digital platform to move value where everyone can see every transaction. Bitcoin is no longer seen as the radical idea it was 15 years ago. Over 500 million people around the world now use cryptocurrency, with over 50% holding or investing in Bitcoin, making it the most popular cryptocurrency by far. Some use Bitcoin to transfer value across borders and for purchases. Some see Bitcoin as an investment, given its limited supply and uniqueness relative to other financial assets. And for those in certain countries, its value goes far deeper, potentially offering greater financial autonomy by serving as an alternative to local currencies. Bitcoin is an emerging global monetary alternative. Time will tell how far adoption will go. But next time you see a seashell or shiny metal, think about how humans' idea of money has evolved throughout history.
Crazy, right? So now they're tapping into the older generation. They're giving recommendations about 2% exposure of your portfolio to Bitcoin. It's time to really understand that this is just a change in money. That's all it is. It's a transfer of money. We cannot move into the new system without cryptocurrency. You cannot move into the system without blockchain. Now, my average age group that watches my channel is around 35 to 70 years old, right? And for people my age and above, they're really having a struggle with understanding or understanding at a deep level of this transfer, right? And that's okay. That's to be respected, because imagine living in a paradigm for 49 years. I'm 49, going to be 49 next year, very soon. And you're trying to rewire a system, right? This is the system that our children are going to be living in, and this is normal to them. My son understands what Bitcoin is. He understands. He has an IUL policy. My daughter is an investor. My daughter will be a millionaire by the time she is 30 years old, because she was an early investor. She graduated high school and she's like, Dad, I'm not going to school. I want to invest. She invested. And by the time she's 30, if she keeps going at the pace, she's going to be a millionaire and never have to work again. So I want to give you respect and understand this is a hard transition. Now, the most important thing, listen to me, please, is not what should I invest in? It's why are you investing in it? You should dive deep into everything you're investing in. Be very careful if you're getting into crypto with the meme coin strategies and the hype and all this different stuff. Okay. We've coached over 9,000 people since 2020. We have very, very, very little success stories in hype trains. All we hear is, oh, I couldn't get my money out. I got wrecked, right? I couldn't figure out the gas fees and all this different stuff. It's like there's people that do that and they do well with that. But if you're a fundamental investor, you got businesses like we do, you know, maybe you have a career or a job and a family to take care of and all these different things, and you don't have all day to chase the markets or be a day trader. I want you to take this fundamental strategy and just listen to what I'm saying. Think fundamentals, okay? Right now, I'm going to go a little bit longer on this video because this is very, very important. Okay. Right now, you should be first looking at your debts and non-negotiables. Okay. Look at your budget. Are you frivolous spending right now? Because you're frivolous spending, the two cars that you have that you don't need two cars, the huge amount of car payments that you have, which you don't need. You could go to a hoopty that has 4 wheels and drives, right? Maybe you could rent out a room. So my point is, look at your debts and non-negotiables. Can you increase your debts currently in your current earned income to increase some cash flow? Okay. Another way you can do that is, do you go to Starbucks every single day? Okay. Cut it out. Cut out Starbucks, cut out eating out, create cash flow. Once you create cash flow, then you develop financial literacy. You ask yourself, well, what is the US dollar? The US dollar is called fiat. It is fake money. It is not even real. It is fake. It has no backing. So every dollar you get paid is someone else's debt. In America, all our money is debt, and that's about to change. We have more debt than we have income. So when you get paid, you're paid in someone else's debt. If debt stops moving through the system, the whole system collapses, right? We're the only country that can print money. They print money, they sell bonds, right? They buy junk bonds off of companies when they're not succeeding. It's a Ponzi scheme, right? When you put 10,000 in the bank, they lend 9,000 the next person walking in. That's a Ponzi scheme, right? So you have to know what money is. So when you trade time for money, you're getting paid in someone else's debt. And this is the key factor, okay? You don't save after you spend after you save. Warren Buffett. We're backwards in America. You don't save after you spend spend after you save. You should be saving first, number one. And so in the era that we're in, knowing that we have more debt than we have income, and the US dollar has 3% purchasing power, it's collapsed 97% since 1913 from the Federal Reserve was created, then you're getting paid in someone else's debt. Then you want to transfer that energy into something that's either deflationary. Okay. Hence, that's why Bitcoin is so popular. That's why speculators are going all in on Bitcoin. That's why the big money is going in on Bitcoin. That's why there's some Dave Portnoy just talked about. He has 1.3 million in XRP. The big money is focused on XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. There's not one wealthy person that I've communicated with, or, I commune with, that is talking about meme coin strategies. And they're just not. They're talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, things like HBAR, things that are fundamental cryptocurrencies. Okay. I'm talking to the fundamental people. So that are thinking long-term retirement. So I'm manifesting for my future generations. I'm not playing the game for my lifetime. I'm playing for generations to come with my Rockefeller Trust for the next 1,000 years. And I'm so grateful that God put me on earth during this time that I can actually take advantage of it to shift the whole timeline where my family will never have to work for money again. They can be truly authentic who they are by tapping in to our Rockefeller waterfall system, the Dynasty Trust, borrowing from the trust, our own bank, to build businesses and ecosystems that they love. That's the beauty in this. So again, we're going back to, you got your budgeting, right? So you create some cash flow. Then do your research. Like, I'm not telling you what to. Don't follow what I'm doing. I'm saying, learn. Why would you invest in Bitcoin? What is it? 94% of the supply is gone. 6% is left. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. 80% of the supply has not moved. People are not using it as currency. They're using it as gold. They're storing it. So that should tell you something. 80% of the supply has not moved. Somebody knows something that we don't know, and it's big money. Trust me. Okay. Every 4 years, it becomes more valuable. We're about to become the crypto capital of the world, and they're going to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Even the European Union is talking about it. It is going to be the most valuable asset you could ever hold in our living history. Okay. It's like the real estate boom or oil boom, right? So if you get a little bit of exposure by cutting out your Starbucks, creating a budget, maybe you create $500 in cash flow and you throw a little bit in every single month, right? Then what's key about that too is for me and my family, what we do is when I hold 100% of my Bitcoin, I'm going to be exiting 50% of my alternative coins, right? In the bull run, it makes no sense not to pull profits. People are like, oh, you shouldn't just watch it go up and down. I don't agree with that. It depends on your strategy. So I have, if I pull though, I have literally every dime accounted for. I pull it out. I'm pulling it down into cash value life insurance, richest man in Babylon. I use cash value life insurance because I can secure it, the principal. So now I got secured money. I can borrow against it tax free. Nobody can touch it. Okay. And it's compounding. So now I got secure money that's compounding that came from house money. Okay. Precious metals. We got plenty of businesses. We got cash flow going in. And I'm working on building a dividend strategy where my debts and non-negotiables now will all be paid for by dividends or some type of asset. So I'll never, ever have to trade time for money again unless I choose to. I'm already doing the things that I love as my businesses, but I want to set my family up so all the debts and non-negotiables are paid for by assets, and all my earned income will go back into the system where eventually 10 years from now, we'll never have to work for money again. But I want it to be so large that it goes from generation to generation. And then I'll teach financial literacy to the next generation, and I'll teach them to be authentic, grateful, and have unconditional love, and be your fucking self. I don't want them trading time for money. So much time they can't pay attention. I want them to be able to raise their kids. I want them to be with their children. In our family, we're homeschooling. We're making sure that every single person in my ecosystem is all the divine feminines taken care of in my ecosystem, allowing them to expand. And, the divine feminine helps us magnetize, right? The divine masculine. This is the greatest time in human history. You should have no fear. The only fear is you not taking action. The only fear is you just sitting on your hands. The only fear is you overspending. The only fear is you being undisciplined and inconsistent. So I hope this message reaches you well. And thank you for allowing me to go a little bit further today. I just love you guys very much. And so, again, I want to share with you guys, the big warning is I will never proactively DM you. I never ask about your crypto. We don't invest people's crypto. Don't send anybody money pretending to be me. They're using AI technology. QFS accounts are a scam as well. No influencer is going to ask you to send them money to invest. They're just not. Okay. We have resources for you because I want to help support you. So first of all, I have a free tons of thousands of hours of content on this channel here. You're going to see a, education. So I have tons of free education. So if you're just getting started, there's tons of free education. If you need additional support, I have my academy. Okay. My academy is live calls, Q&A calls, market calls. I do a generational wealth building call. We have my revolutionary 120-day challenge to help you get your shit together over the next 4 months. Okay. Lock and load and community. That's what you need right now. So if you'd like to dive into the Academy, Education Academy, it's down below. And I have one other resource for you too as well. This is very important because we're getting hundreds of messages flooding in, but I want to be very clear what it is. Okay. I use cash value life insurance. That doesn't mean it would work for you. What's important is your strategy. Okay. We use a lot of insurance. I insure my family and I insure my money. Okay. So if you want to learn how to do that, but it's more important what you need, we can do a retirement strategy for you for free. Okay. So that's specifically about insurance, insuring your family, insuring your wealth. It's called the needs assessments. Absolutely free consultation. We do not get paid by the client. So never send anybody money pretending to be me. I'll just keep warning you guys on that. Okay. Needs assessment, fill that out as detailed as possible. Okay. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. So it's in my bio. Click the link or in the description of this video. Talk to you soon.